And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Wade.
And I'm Chris Thomas. Sacramento is mourning the tragedy that claimed the lives of 6 people and sent 12 other people to the hospital.
We now know the names of all of the victims who died. They are Yamil Martinez Andrade, Melinda Davis, Devasier Turner, Sergio Harris, Joshua Hoy Lucchese, and John Tea Alexander.
One man has been arrested in connection to the shooting, 26-year-old DeAndre Martin. Police say they are also still searching for other suspects.
We have team coverage tonight following this story and bringing you the latest updates.
We start with ABC 10's Alex Bell with the latest on the victims. Alex, what have you learned?
Yeah, today we're learning a little bit more about the victims. And Yami Lee, she was from Selma, and she's one of the youngest victims in this senseless shooting in downtown Sacramento. And her family, when we spoke to them, they just call her Yami. And she actually came to Sacramento for a concert for her 21st birthday. And her family says that they lost contact with her over the weekend, and they're still looking for answers. A mother crying out for her daughter tonight. Yami Lee Martinez Andrade just turned 21 years old and is one of the 6 victims who died over the weekend in this senseless shooting in downtown Sacramento.
We lost communication, last Sunday, and so we kind of had a feeling something was wrong, but we didn't know what. And her friend told us, and when she called us yesterday, that's when I started calling around to the hospitals and places like that, the PD, but I couldn't get no answers from anybody. Till late last night, the coroner finally called me and told me that, yeah, it was her, but, they said that they had identified her.
Her stepfather, Frank Gonzalez, says that she was a caring person who loved going to concerts and trying new places to eat and would often plan weekend trips like this one to Sacramento.
She was a real loving person. She'd do anything for anybody.
He says the hardest part is they still don't have answers from police.
Well, we don't really know nothing because the PD, the Sacramento Police Department never contacted us, nothing from the detectives or anything like that, so we don't really know what happened other than what we heard on the news and, the shooting and stuff like that. So, we're still kind of waiting for answers, or clarity to see what really happened, what took place, and we don't know.
Gonzalez says it's been a horrible experience waiting for answers, and his plea to law enforcement.
I know the PD does their work and stuff, but it would be nice for them to be more responsible and, more communicative to families and victims out there, and just to keep people involved, man.
Excuse me. Just because we work at news does not mean that days like this are easy. So today we also learned that Victim Services has been moved from City Hall to Cal Expo. They're helping with families and counseling and other services such as the California Victims Compensation Fund. And they are also offering counseling services to witnesses that were part of this horrific shooting on Sunday. So if you are looking for information and resources, please head to our website, abc10.com. And also, we do want to just take a moment to share again the 6 victims that died, because these are families who are forever have lost their loved ones. So John Tea Alexander, she was just 21 years old. Melinda Davis, 57. Sergio Harris was 38 years old. Joshua Hoy Lucchese, 32. Devasier Turner was just 29 years old. And again, Yamile Martinez Andrade, who just turned 21 years old.
My goodness, Alex, our heart just breaks for these families. It is emotional. It's hard to talk about these things when you see just the senseless tragedy that these people are dealing with. Our thoughts, of course, are with all these families during this unspeakable time. I know, Madison, you had a chance to speak to one of her best friends.
I did. She reached out to me yesterday on Twitter to ask why we weren't covering her name. And so, of course, I asked for more information about her and then was told about her life. And she said her best friend told me she was killed right in front of her.
That is the tragedy that so many families are dealing with. This is something that's going to stick with these folks for the rest of their lives. And that's why we're committed to covering these stories and keeping the focus on the victims. Alex, thank you.
Absolutely. And tonight, a big update. We want to go to Andy Judson, who's outside Sacramento County Jail, where one man is facing charges in connection to the shooting. Andy.
Yeah, Madison. Police arrested 26-year-old DeAndre Martin earlier today for assault with a deadly weapon, as well as having an illegal firearm. And he's here at the Sacramento County main jail. He's being held with no bail and is scheduled to appear in court tomorrow. Police also recovered a handgun during a search at 3 homes in the area. Chief Lester spoke about it earlier today. Take a listen.
Less than 48 hours after the shooting that left 6 dead and 12 injured, Sacramento police have arrested a man.
26-year-old DeAndre Martin. He was arrested for being involved in the shooting, as well as being a prohibited person in possession of a firearm.
While investigators continue to dig into Martin's involvement in the shooting, ABC 10 found he also has an outstanding warrant for charges in Riverside County relating to domestic violence. His arrest today is just one of the first steps taken in an investigation that's far from over.
We are searching for multiple suspects, and that is our priority.
While searching 3 homes in the area, police also recovered a handgun. It's the second gun they found after also finding a stolen handgun at the scene.
We have recovered over 100 shell casings from the area, and of those shell casings, we know that we have at least 2 different calibers of ammunition that were used.
Police have called this a complex investigation multiple times and asked the public for help, including videos of the incident.
Over 100 actually that have been submitted by the public.
Something former Sacramento Sheriff John McGinnis knows is essential in solving a complicated crime like this one.
If there's a video or a still shot that shows a car with a license plate on it,
as well as the crime scene itself.
my thoughts are along the lines of days, not hours, until the scene is adequately processed.
And we just got information that Martin had a number of criminal charges against him, including aggravated assault out of Arizona. Police are still looking into the motive for the shooting that occurred early Sunday morning. Of course, when we get more information, we'll keep you updated.
Andy, thank you again. This is rapidly developing. New information into our newsroom. Andy, thanks.
ABC 10's Giacomo Luca spent most of his day getting more information on exactly what happened downtown with this mass shooting. Giacomo, what are you learning?
Well, I can tell you that there are really tragic reminders, Chris, of all around us in downtown of just what has happened. Some, I want to warn you, are graphic, like the one we're going to show you just now. Bloodstains on the walls of the entrance to an apartment complex, likely from a person fleeing for their life. I spoke with so many today, still trying to come to terms with what's happened. From empty drink cups left behind as hundreds fled K Street to bullet marks, shattered glass, and crime tape, so many stark reminders of the terrifying Sunday in the heart of Sacramento's entertainment district.
And I was standing there and I just heard rapid gunfire.
Downtown resident Cheryl Keeves lives on the block where it all went down. She raced downstairs that night only to find a victim laying in her lobby.
It was a girl and a guy, you know, like trying to comfort him and tell him to keep breathing.
So many in Sacramento mourning today. Heartfelt messages left from businesses, others laying flowers and candles at a growing memorial.
I brought my 7-year-old grandson so that he can know the importance of life and death.
Those who knew and didn't know the lives taken.
We're all human, we're all in this together. Stop fighting one another and start uniting.
And I just wanted to come out to pray with the people and pray for Sacramento. And maybe we could try to put an end to this.
Now back out here live along K Street near the area where all of this happened. Behind me, over my shoulder, you can see folks are still turning out to a memorial, paying their respects for the lives lost and the so many victims who were injured in this tonight. Back to you.
So many folks have been impacted by this indeed. People are just traumatized, as you can see, recounting what happened. Giacomo Luca, we thank you, sir.
And right now, the community is gathering tonight at the location that this all happened to hold a vigil for those who were killed and injured in the shooting. Van 2 is joining us now from downtown. Van.
Well, Madison tragedy has a way of bringing people together, and in a few hours, community leaders and victims' families will gather here at Ali Yousefi Square at 7th and K Street by Downtown Commons. It is just about 3 blocks away from where the shooting took place. That really has stunned and left the city heartbroken. In the nighttime hours before the shooting took place, this area was alive with excitement. A Tyler, the Creator concert at Golden One, and Ali and AJ concert over at the Crest, and revelers just really enjoying K Street bars and restaurants. But tonight, a more somber tone. The mayor and elected officials and city leaders all joining together to heal and call for action. Now back here live, we'll tell you that it will start at 7:30 with speakers taking the mic at 8 o'clock, and we will be carrying it live on our digital platforms at abc10.com.
Van, thank you. We will have much more coming up tonight on Late News Tonight from that vigil. Thanks.